What's going on, people? And obviously, if you've seen the thumbnail to this video, you will know that I am losing my hearing, and it's been a long time in the making, but I still have a smile on my face, and I want to keep this video lighthearted because although I'm losing my hearing, there's so much cause for optimism because I'm actually wearing hearing aids right now. Like, how crazy is that? Look at this. I was so concerned when I started losing my hearing, and I think the first thing I thought about is when I meet people in my very social job, the first thing they're ever gonna think is, oh, he's losing his hearing, they're gonna treat you differently. And that's just a natural way for people to react. People somehow don't know how to act in environments. So the number one thing for me was I have to be discreet, and seriously, look at these. It's just insane. Let's keep this lighthearted, and I'm just gonna go through everything in detail. I actually went and got these fitted 3 days ago, so I have a bit of experience with them. What am I wearing? So these are the Phonak Lyric 4s, and the way that I like to think about them, or the way that I saw them, is most traditional hearing aids will sit over the ear and then feed into the ear canal. The difference with these is that they're like little earbuds. So just little earbuds which sit inside the ear, and they just project volume. My whole quality of life has changed so much in 3 days. I can't even begin to tell you how much easier meetings are, how much easier it is speaking to people. It has genuinely changed me for the better. There are some natural downsides to it because, like anything, I'm getting noises projected into my ear which aren't necessarily natural. I guess let's start at the very beginning about when I realized I was losing my hearing, because when you're under the age of 30, you still have that kind of like superhero feeling. It's like, I am invincible, surely nothing like hearing loss can affect me. I realized I was on a holiday a few years back, and I had an air conditioner on one side of the room, and I was sleeping on one side and napping, and I noticed the air conditioner, it was great. But then I flipped over, nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. It was so hard to hear, and it's one of those things, your mind can't really grasp it because you keep swapping side to side and you're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Doing some research, and I realized that, okay, maybe my hearing's getting worse. Like, I was actively having to make people speak louder, but it wasn't something you ever really realized because I didn't think it was a possibility. But it turns out it was, and over the next 2 years, it's progressively got worse and worse, and it just got to the point where I was like, I have to take things into my own hands and properly get this sorted out and get this treated. So I went online and I started researching what hearing aids can I buy. Like I said before, the number one thing was about being discreet, and I saw this Phonak Lyric come up and I was just like, this is the one. This has to be it. How has technology evolved this far that I can just put something in my ear and you won't even notice it? 3 days in my ear, I've had to tell people that it's in there. That's how good this thing is. So although it's been there 3 days, let's run through the video of the appointment first because I recorded it all. I went through a series of different tests before with the audiologist, and she was absolutely incredible. After the tests were done, I qualified because my hearing fell into the mild to moderate loss range. And the whole process took an hour and a half, begin to finish. Like, an hour and a half to change everything is incredible. Let's run through the video now, and then when that's done, you guys can come back and I'm going to answer any questions I think you guys may have. And if you do have any more questions, honestly, add me on Instagram and then just send me a DM with anything you're interested in, or just write something below and I'll be sure to answer it.
Let's have a little look. We'll check that right here first.
Are we all good?
We're all good. Nice and healthy. So both ears are lovely and clear.
Great.
Do you know, this is a test that people quite often forget about because it happens so quickly. What we're going to do is put this little tip in your ear. You will feel like you go through a tunnel for about 5 seconds. Here we go. Good. Your eardrums are responding to the changes in pressure, which is good. Okay, let's get you in the booth. Now just wind that step for me and drop your head, yeah? Every time that you hear a beep or whistle, press that button. Yeah, if you hold the button down for as long as the sound is there and let go when it disappears, that'll help to tie everything together. Okay? Ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Head back against that rest for me.
So is it on now or is it?
It is on now.
It's so weird.
Okay.
How does that feel? There's an echo.
So you get a little bit of an echo, probably
That's
more
so
with
weird.
your own voice than with mine.
Yeah, it's definitely more with mine.
And it's probably just while we've got the one in. It's probably
so
going to be more.
weird.
Is that feeling comfortable?
Yeah, it's feeling comfortable. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like almost water's dripping out, but it's not.
Yeah.
It feels like very secure.
It feels like something that you kind of want to initially kind of try and sort out, but actually if you give it a moment, it will kind of disappear.
That's it.
You'll get that sense of like, oh, okay, I'm used to that now.
Like, I feel like this is like spy technology.
Oh, I know.
It's because I have this feedback in my ear, but there's obviously nothing there.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's so discreet, so easy to kind of get on with. Here we go. How does that feel?
It feels like there's a microphone in my head.
Yeah.
This is
And
so weird.
essentially that's what's happening. The lyrics are picking up the sound around you and it's turning up to the point that is appropriate for you and your hearing to make sure that you're kind of getting back towards the level of normal.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Does it feel comfortable?
Yeah, it feels absolutely comfortable.
Yeah.
It covers nothing.
And essentially, you're going to have to take some time to get used to it because in terms of the research with hearing aids, it's shown that it can take up to 12 weeks to get used to the traditional devices. Because these are in your ear 24/7, it should be much quicker to get used to it because your brain is being
so
stimulated.
Weird. It's so weird. Like everything is so much clearer right now.
Yeah.
This is me. So I hope that gave you guys a pretty in-depth look into how this was actually fitted. Like, it still amazes me how good this is. But on to questions. And question number one, which I'm sure is the most important thing to most of you, is how much is a lyric hearing aid? And it is £125 per month per ear, which is £250 per month, and that's £3,000 a year. And it's super pricey, but the way that I look at it is super cutting edge technology. There's not any other hearing aids out there which are this discreet, so you're really paying to be kind of like first in class at this. Question number two, how long does the battery last? So the battery lasts 2 months, which is absolutely insane because traditional hearing aids, you have to take out every so often to charge. The amazing thing about these lyric hearing aids is the fact that they sit in your ear 24/7. Question number three, what can't I do in them? I like to think of this as more a common sense approach to things. So although you can put them in the shower, you can't submerge them fully. So don't go scuba diving in them. Due to air pressure, don't go skydiving in them, but you can wear them on the plane, and pretty much in any other situation, I think you can wear them. Question four, do you still notice them? It's day 3 and I barely notice them. There are definitely times where I get a sense of pressure around here, and that's when they become more noticeable. But what they tell you to do is just massage the side of your ears, and it normally kind of puts them back into the place. The advantage of when the audiologist does it is they do measure the inside of your ear canal, so they sit pretty snugly. I'm really hoping that video gave you guys some sort of insight into what these lyric hearing devices are like. Definitely my first ever hearing aid video, but I kind of want this to be a community. I know how I felt the first time I realized my hearing was going and how nerve-wracking it can be to go through that process. But honestly, hit up my Instagram if you have any questions, do it in private. I'm gonna be here and I'm more than happy to help you guys with any questions you may have. For the next month, I'll be having these in my ear, so let's see how it is at the end of 30 days. Peace.